All right, guys. Oh, yeah. What do we got here? Ooh. Oh, one of them there redfish, fellas. All right. One of them semi-blind cast. I've been seeing some mud stirs in the water and a few runs, but I never got a first-hand look at the fish. So I decided, well, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of casting and see what we may have in this water. I had a feeling they might be in here. I chose a little deep ditch that kind of cuts through the middle of the marshes because the water is not as low as it has been in the previous week, but we had about 3 inches of rain in the last few days, and so this water, I bet if I tasted it, it would be plumb fresh. And you can kind of tell just by looking in it that it's brackish looking. It's not that pretty clear water we had earlier. And so I didn't know where they was going to be. So I weighed all my options, but this is encouraging right here. He's a really, really good fish. But this ditch, I poked the paddle down, just, I don't know, a couple of bends back, and it was about 5 foot of water in one of the holes. So even on your really low day, this ditch could hold them. And so that's what I thought, because I know on them super low days that marsh that I normally fish would be completely dry. But they just fall off in these deep holes and wait around for the next high tide, because that's just the way they are. I'm learning more and more, guys, about these redfish. Get on up here. That is a very nice fish. That's just the way they operate. That's one thing I have learned so much. I've said that to you guys time and again. This kayak fishing and board fishing is just a way to learn how these guys work. It's a lot harder to learn it out of a skiff. All right. Ooh, that rascal's almost 28 inches. Well, fella, you know what that means? You get to go back. I'm not going to keep one this big this time, even though I don't have a redfish in my freezer. I am completely out. But I'm hopeful that we are going to get us some a little bit smaller than that. Look at that. He's swimming the wrong way. He's going up there. He's going to tell everybody. I did see what I believe, well, I guess I could even go further than that, what I know to be a flounder mud stir come off the bank around that bend there. So even this late in the year, there still are some flounder. They hadn't all gone, and that's kind of rare, but this is the main ditch going into the main body out to the main water. So that's where the flounder like to hang out. So I might have to do a little floundering. But anyway, bottom line is we're going to keep moving on up around here, and it's going to break out real shallow. So I don't know really what we're going to do today. I'm hoping I'm not in a coat or anything. It was cold last few days, and it's warming up. So I'm hoping that these fish will jump up out of here and be in shallow enough water to see. So there's only one way. Oh, come on, talk right today. There's only one way to find out. Let's go do it. So we'll bring you back in a minute. There he is. There he is, fellas. That ain't the one we throwed at just a second ago, but hey, maybe it was. I lost track of him. Whoa, that's a good one. That's a good one, guys. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, that would have been a good sight cast. That I don't know how good it come out, but I didn't let it sink quite enough. He come up to the top, and then the lure was right on top of the water, and he opened his mouth and he nipped at it, but he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he was. When you raise it up real high like that, and they get real close to the top of the water, they can see me really good. Then it's kind of like looking through a swimming pool. You get close to the top, you can see even better, I guess. I don't know. But nevertheless, right after that, I saw this bust on that point. Well, that's good. He's a nice into the slot. He's nowhere near too big, but yet he's he'll fit perfectly in my little box. Come here, fella. Don't you get off now. Alright, where is he hooked at? I think he's hooked okay. Letting him play down a little bit. Yeah, I hadn't gone very far. A couple of bends, but it's been pretty deep the whole time. I know there was fish I paddled over, but I was trying to get up to where we could do some official sight cast. That's my favorite, guys. Y'all know that. I love it, but I will not. I'm not too proud to do whatever it takes. I mean, if I have to, I'd resort to catching some live mullet and throwing some finger mullet. I mean, whatever it takes to catch the fish is what matters. Yeah, this guy, he was hooked pretty good on top of the mouth. Yeah, it's past the barb. All right, still fishing with that number 24. I know I told you guys I'm gonna start trying some other lures, but this was kind of a last minute deal. I didn't even think I was gonna go fishing today. But he'd be almost 24 if we bent that tail. That's just the perfect size I like to take. I keep seeing a mud stir here and there, so I think there's a handful of reds in this area. So maybe we'll get something in a box after all, other than just this one. All right, well, I don't know if I said thank y'all for coming out. I may have. Sometimes I get excited and forget, but you guys know I always like taking you guys along with me. So all right, well, we're gonna move on, work that way, and see if we can find some more. So bring y'all back in a second. Hey, there's one right there against the bank. All right, we hadn't even moved. I've discovered something that I don't know what's going on. I don't have my box with me. How did I not put my box on the board when I left? So that's okay. I have this rope, so I just was fooling around, fumbling around, and putting him on a stringer, and just got back, looked up, and I saw him, so I had to reach out real quick and hit the record button. So I don't even know if there's anything on the lens or what, but that's the way to do it, fellas. Don't even move. I'm so blessed. I praise the Lord for this. Oh, he blesses me so much, and I don't deserve a single bit of it. Whoa, don't you get mixed up there. I'm not used to having stuff that's stringer on the side of my craft. But all right, he don't want to give up. I don't blame you, fella. I wouldn't give up either till the very last. Having done all to stand firm. That's what the Bible says. Now, I don't think it's talking about this, but you guys know. Let's study. All right. So here we go, guys. This probably gonna be number 2 unless he's a little too big, but he don't look like he's too big. I think he's just right. I don't like a stringer because it slows me down paddling, and also that fish on that stringer, he always wants to act up. Of course, the box produces its own set of problems. They'll go to flopping right at the wrong time always, and that ain't good. So we just see. Oh, get up here. Oh, that is a heavy rascal. All right, settle down, fella. All right. Oh, he's a heavy. He's a heavy. Come here, guy. All right, what are you? You're laying there just right. Oh, that's so. He's 26 and a quarter, or 27 and a quarter rather. Oh, that's a little more fish, but he got a head on the prop again. Them props they go along so shallow nowadays, and they really shred them fish up. I mean, he ain't nothing wrong with him, but I mean, he's been hit. You can tell he's been hit right there. So we might take him anyway, just cause I don't think it would change the gene pool in him any. But who knows what else has happened to him. So we might just have to put him on a stringer. There's plenty of them where I live. Hey, there's not a shortage of reds, that's for sure. If y'all have seen some of my videos in this summer, I mean, up that direction, that's where that lake that had thousands of reds, just thousands, and that's just one little, probably about an acre. And so I know that's not the only place. I hear people catching them all the way from here, all the way to Seadrift and Port O'Connor. I mean, we got to harvest some of them big ones, because that's just life. You take the bigger ones out, gives the water room. I mean, for every big one you take out, that opens up probably 100 of those little ones that are fighting to grow up, more room to grow up. So you know, if you're in an area where you're really short of fish, where it's really overfished, then it might be a good idea to throw back. But I do the biggest ones most of the time. But of course, all right, enough of my talk. Thing is, I don't know what's going to happen once we run out of this deeper ditch, and it's fixing to run out just right up there, and that might be the end of it. You know, that might be the end of my day as far as catching fish, or it might just be the beginning. I don't know if they got out of this deep water and got up there, but I do know they're a little aggressive today, so that's a good thing. So all right, let's move on. Okay, fellas, I just throw it over there kind of blind on this one. I got right here to where it opens up into the marsh, and I said, well, I better see what I can hook on to, because I really don't know what's going to be around out there. It may drop out. I know it's not a lot of water out there. It's pretty low tide today. So I might need to also, I mean, I just come probably, what is that, 40 to 50 yards is all I've been, and every part of the way them two dogs on that stringer have been fighting me. I mean, they're beating the boat sideways. That's why I'd rather have an ice chest than a stringer. I know stringers are good in there, and they keep your fish fresh, but I normally don't fish all day anyway. I normally fish for a couple hours, and I don't fish long enough for them to even hardly die. This time of year, they're kicking even when I get home out of the ice chest. But so I thought, well, we just throw blind, see what we can do. So here's number 3. The wind is starting to pick up too, so that's the other thing. I mean, the further I go downwind, the further I got to go up against it. So go ahead and try to get your fish however I can get them. I know it don't make the most perfect, but the water's not that clear anyway. That fresh water kind of got it. You look, it's just kind of murky, but we have a lot of sun. I do believe if I went like up in that pocket, and if there's some there, I probably could see them, because we saw that one that come up close to the top of the water. But anyway, I take them any way I can get them. But I do like the sight cast because it makes good video, and it's just a little bit more fun. All right, yeah, he was just hooked on top of the mouth again. Barely, the barb wasn't quite through. So what do we got here? Just a good one. 24.5. So that'll make a good number 3. So yeah, I don't know, guys. We might just have to see. I have one catch I wanted to let you guys see from the last trip I went out, and I think I'll put it in as a bonus catch after this, because he was a really good fish. I'm not going to spoil how big he was. He wasn't, super sized, but he was a good fish. It was a good catch, but it was the only thing I caught that day, so I hate to just not let y'all get a chance to see it. But so we'll pop it in as a bonus after this. But oh wow, I'm a little winded. All right, just looking around. It's a beautiful day. I hate to stop, but man, I can't hardly paddle with these fish, so I don't want to keep going down further and further. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call it and leave y'all with that bonus. All right, guys. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about, fellas. Oh yeah. First fish of the day, and he's a good one. Oh, I need to put this stake down. I don't know if I want to risk getting slack in it, but oh fellas, if you know what I've been through, man, I started up that way a couple of miles. And I didn't see anything. I went up that ditch that I explored a couple of videos back, and I went for a mile, and I didn't see anything until I got about around that corner there, and I saw 2 reds, and then this rascal. Oh, and he's a good one. That gives me some hope. But this ditch it starts out at a deep hole in the main body, and then goes up through the marsh, gets plumb out of water, and then it goes back and meets up to another part of the deeper water back this other way. And so I'm breaking over. I'm starting to get into a deeper ditch again. So that's good news there. But I think this fella's going to be too big. But that's all right. I was beginning whether we was going to hook on anything, beginning to wonder about that. So this guy he's a fighter. He's a fighter. Oh, thank you guys for coming out. I don't know if I said that, but that is a fish, fellas. Looks like he's hooked pretty good. I mean, he's not through and through, but it's plumb. Oh, there's one. Well, yeah, those 2 I saw a while ago were a lot smaller. They were still well into the keeper slot, but this guy might be over the top of the keeper slot. That's all right. Well, I don't have one redfish in the box. I got a couple of packages of flounder left, but through the Christmas holidays of sharing it with people and eating it myself, I am out of red. But this guy is not going to help me, I'm pretty sure. That's all right. Oh, he helped my morale out anyway. Okay, lay your tail down. All right, 28 and 1/4 inch. So he is officially oversized. Fella, where's some of you smaller ones at? I know where they're at. They're right down in front of me. Man, it's one thing to lose confidence and just mainly thinking about how to get back out of here, and then all of a sudden turn a corner and there is a bunch of fish out there. All right, go rub up against some weeds and wash that mud off. I know you're gonna do. Hey, you need to go the other way. That's where I'm going. That's all right. He gonna go find him a place to rub that mud off his face. He said, man, you leave mud on my face. All right, so there we go. Yeah, well, that was good. Let's see what else we can do. I was, like I say, it was looking grim, real grim, and then now it's looking a little better, although it's not a whole lot of ground before we hit the main body out there, and the wind is whooping it pretty good. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but that was a good start. So let's see what happens next. All right, guys, so y'all just seen that clip from the last trip, and anyway, I just wanted to make a quick outro after that. Had to throw these guys up on my board because I couldn't even paddle with it, but they'll be okay. This cold day, they'll be breathing whenever I get home, but I'll dip them back in the water ever so often and give them a breath of air. And but anyway, we're paddling our way out of here, and man, it's awesome. We're going against the wind, but the tide is going out, so that's helping me. But anyway, guys, just want to say God bless, and we will see y'all next time. Good Lord willing.